Hi. So I was asked to talk about my personal beliefs, and at first I really couldn't come up with my own personal beliefs just because I'm such an open-minded person. I don't really feel too strongly about anything simply because there's so much to learn in this world from one another. But after giving it some considerable thought, there are things that I just won't break on. So, um, first and foremost, helping others and letting other people be themselves. Um, a lot of times overseas, I would always see a lot of, I guess, governments and countries that are run that don't really allow their people to, to just be free. Like if you ever go to like North Korea on the border, you can see the toll it takes on their people. Like they're forced to do a lot of things. They're not allowed to roads. They're not allowed to think. Like I read in an article by a woman that actually escaped North Korea, and she was saying how at one point she actually thought the leader of North Korea could read her mind, which is completely untrue, of course, and very bizarre. But it's to that extent where it makes you realize just being an American and being able to have your own thoughts to yourself. Like nobody's gonna arrest you for thinking about something they don't want you to think about. You're free to think about whatever you want. Now, having thoughts that turn into actions otherwise are awful, of course. You have consequences. But for the most part, we're a free thinking country. And also, I feel strongly about fighting for others who can't really fight for themselves or are afraid to. A lot of times I always get told, thank you for your service. And a lot of times I find out that it's because people will try to join and can't because they find out something's wrong with them. Like, for instance, I started working at the VA Health Center and I meet a guy, he's a greeter. His name's Joseph. He finds out going through the process of signing up for basic training to enlist in the army because he's always wanted to be a soldier his whole life, that he had epilepsy, which changed his life completely. And he comes in and volunteers twice a week, every week, because he wants to serve his country. So instead of serving the country, he serves the veterans, which is great. But sometimes you have to realize that some people have to just kind of take what you have and do it for the other people that can't. And also religious beliefs. I personally am not a religious person, just to start off. Not a very religious person. But I've seen people get cursed at, beat up, spit on because of their religious beliefs. And a lot of it is, I'm not going to stereotype or try to if I am, but Muslim people in America, I literally saw a woman get spit on. Or I walked by with my veteran hat on and she's like scared. And I'm like, whoa, what's going on? And it's because of the ignorance of their culture. But some of the best guys I've met have been Muslim, hands down. And it kind of is an ignorant way of thinking that all Muslims are terrorists when you see one. It doesn't work that way. You have Americans who are terrorists. You have Muslims who are terrorists. You have Germans who are terrorists. Everybody has their one radical group that's just needs to take a chill pill, if you will. But I say that to say this. If you do see someone that's Muslim, don't give them a hard time because they may share the same beliefs of someone that has committed a crime that you feel so deeply about. Because what you're doing is you're targeting people that have nothing to do with that, that's probably just as upset as you are that that particular event happened. All of us are Americans, no matter what religious belief we have or what race we have or whatever. And then voting in democracy, letting people have their opinion even if it's not your opinion. This particular election in general, I don't think I've ever experienced an election like this, but Donald Trump, not a big supporter of him at all. But I don't particularly care for it when people say, oh, you should vote for, or you should vote for. You need to let people vote for who they're going to vote for. And I say that because a democracy is a collective action. It takes everybody voting for one person, and the majority rules. And that's just how it works. But sometimes you have to let people vote for Harambe or whatever. I'm pretty sure, 2016 election, people vote for a gorilla. And it's because they have the right to. And those patriotic people is like, oh, this is America, and we want to make America great. That's part of making America great. The great part about America is you have a vote, you have a say, but it's not just you, it's everybody. Don't get upset with people just because it's not your opinion. The second someone doesn't agree with someone else, people want to fight about it. But that's what makes America great. Everybody having their own mind and own free will and free thinking and individuality to choose, this is who I want to be president, or this is who I don't want to be president. And when it's all said and done, at the end of the day, majority rules. Allowing people to think freely like that and explore their individuality really is going to help us in the future. I was reading the other day about the COVID-19 vaccine and how it was discovered by this couple. It was a woman and a man. And it occurred to me that we would still be in this pandemic if we weren't a free-thinking world like how we are today. It was a couple centuries back, women weren't allowed to be scientists. We would still not have a vaccine if we didn't allow her to practice in her field. But those are all my personal beliefs, and appreciate everybody taking the time to listen to them.